Students, this is Anjum Nas from Defence Degree College for Women. I welcome you all to second year English Literature online lecture number 1 today. In this session, I am going to discuss your syllabus with you. I am going to tell you about the books, about the paper pattern, and after that we are going to discuss some important strategies to solve paper. Components of the syllabus. Students, your second year English Literature syllabus has 3 books: New Anthology of Poems, a novel by Thomas Hardy, and a play by William Shakespeare. New Anthology of Poems is the same book that you have already read in first year. You have covered first 12 poems in the first year, and now we are going to cover remaining poems in second year English Literature syllabus. Apart from these 3 books, we have grammar portion in the syllabus as well, which is based upon essay writing and letter writing. Paper pattern. Students, it is very important to know about the paper structure because it plays an important role in preparation for your exams. It gives you knowledge about number of questions you have to attempt, the style of the questions, time management, and marks allocated to the questions. Paper pattern will help you in identifying the exam style. Students, in intermediate exams, paper format or the structure remains almost same with slight difference. So let's have a look at the format or the structure of the paper and discuss it in detail. English literature paper for the second year is divided into objective and subjective papers respectively. Objective paper carries 20 marks, which are very easy to secure if you attempt the paper well prepared and carefully. There will be 20 marks in objective paper, and the distribution of these marks is something like: question 1 part A contains 5 MCQs from the book A New Anthology of the Poems, 5 from drama The Merchant of Venice, which is written by Shakespeare, next 5 from the novel Under the Greenwood Tree, written by Thomas Hardy, and question 1 part B carries 5 marks for antonyms. In that way, question 1 carries total 20 marks. Student, this is your subjective paper for second year English Literature. You can see it has 4 questions: question 2, question 3, question 4, and question 5, and it carries 80 marks. The subjective paper is further divided into 2 sections. Section 1 is based upon short questions from your syllabus books. Question 2 part A is from A New Anthology of Poems. It carries 7 questions, 2 marks each. So you are supposed to attempt any 6 questions. Select those questions which you can answer the best. Similarly, question 2 part B carries 12 questions from the drama or play The Merchant of Venice. You are supposed to attempt 8 short questions out of 12. Question 2 part C contains short questions from novel Under the Greenwood Tree, written by Thomas Hardy. This part has 9 questions and you are supposed to attempt 6 out of 9. So total marks for this part are 12. Next, you can see there is section 2. Section 2 comprises question 3, question 4, and question 5. Student, question 3 is again from your syllabus books. You can see there are 3 questions from which you have to attempt any one. Question 3 has a question from A New Anthology of the Poem. This is a long question in which you are supposed to critically appreciate the given poem. There is 1 question from the novel and there is 1 question from the play. Among these 3 questions, you have to attempt any one. Select that question for which you are prepared well and you can answer the best. Next, there is question 4, which is about essay writing. It has 15 marks and the word limit is 300 to 350 words. It means if you are going to write 7 to 8 paragraphs, you can cover this word limit. 2 topics will be given for the essay writing. You have to write an essay on any one of these 2 topics. Question number 5 is about letter writing. 2 topics will be assigned to you. This question carries 10 marks. If you are going to write a good letter following the format or the structure of the letter writing, then you can score 7 or 8 out of 10. Students, we have already discussed the structure of the paper for second year English literature. Now we are going to discuss some important strategies to attempt objective and subjective papers. These strategies will help you a lot to score good grades in your exams. Before we discuss strategies to solve objective and subjective paper, let's have a look what kind of objectives we may have in the objective paper. There will be synonyms and antonyms. There will be fill in the blanks. You have to identify the name of the poet or the character. You have to identify the name of the poem through the given words. Students, you need to be very careful. Choose the correct information given. You can see I have given bubble sheet here with 20 digits. Every digit contains 4 bubbles A, B, C, D. Student, what you think, whatever the bubble you fill or whatever the letter you fill is correct in the objective paper, you have to fill that bubble with the ink. Be careful to fill the bubble completely and properly. Whether they are college exams, classroom tests or other assessments, they all contain multiple choice questions. You will no doubt encounter these types of questions in your assessment during the academic session. What important is that you can easily score 20 out of 20 in these MCQs. So let's learn some helpful strategies to solve these MCQs. Most important thing while you are solving your MCQs is that read an entire MCQ. Actually, whenever we are doing objective paper, we are always pressurized by the limited time which we are given, and so whenever we are reading any MCQ, whenever we see any familiar word, we think that we know the answer to that MCQ. Read an entire multi-choice question before glancing over the answer options. Students often think they know what a question is about before reading it completely and jump straight to the most logical answer according to their thinking. This is a big mistake and can cost you dearly on multiple choice exams. So it is wise, before reviewing answer option, you must read each question thoroughly and patiently. It will be better to read it twice to understand more clearly. If you are going to do this first technique, using this first technique, then you will be doing your MCQs easily. Students, our second technique is this. Whenever you read any MCQ, try to answer it in your mind first. This is because you have read everything in your classroom, you have studied your books, so it will be easy for you to recall the answer to the given MCQ or the question. After reading a question, answer it in your mind first before reviewing the answer options. This will help you to have a better idea of the correct answer. Third strategy to do MCQs correctly is eliminate incorrect options. When you read options to the given MCQ, you know there is only one correct option and there are 3 incorrect options. Sometimes you are confused about some options and sometimes you are sure that there are certain incorrect options. So if you are going to eliminate those incorrect options, it will give you a better choice of the correct answer. Eliminate answer options which you think are 100% incorrect, even when you believe you know the right answer. First, eliminate those answers you know are incorrect. Then focus on the remaining answer. Not only does this strategy save time, it greatly increases your likelihood of selecting the correct answer. It will limitize the option to consider and ensure that your answer choice is the correct choice. Fourth strategy is that select the best possible answer. It is important to select the best possible answer to the question being asked. not just any answer that seems correct. Often, many answers will seem correct, but there is typically a best answer present in the given choice. For example, there could be two answers which you think are correct answers to the given question. Among those two correct answers, you must understand and identify which is the best possible answer or nearest to the required answer. You should select that answer. Evaluate each answer which you have shortlisted. If you quickly assume you know the correct answer without first reading every answer option, you may end up selecting the wrong answer. While you have shortlisted all the answers, for example, you know there are two incorrect answers which you have shortlisted, and now you have only two answers. Among those two answers, evaluate each answer. In that way, you will be having a better understanding of the right answer and you will be selecting the right one. Next important strategy is making an educated guess. Now, making an educated guess means you have read everything in your classroom, you have discussed almost all concepts in the class, so it is wise to relate ideas with the given question and make an educational guess about the correct answer. It means you are relating what you have learnt in the class with the given question, and in that way you will be thinking about the correct answer and you will come to know the correct answer. Relating questions to ideas you have learnt, recalling classroom discussions, and then selecting answers carefully for unsure question may help you to succeed. You need to be patient and you need to work it out very carefully. And I hope in that way you will be able to find the right answer to the given MCQ. Students, sometimes there are more than one correct options given in the answer options. Multiple choice tests are not usually or intentionally designed to trick or confuse students. Rather, they are designed to test students' knowledge and ability to comprehend. So, the answer option provided will often include the wrong answers among the choices or answers that seem logical but are ultimately incorrect. There is usually only one correct answer in the given option. For example, if you feel there are three correct answers, then go for option all of above. And if you feel there are only two correct options, then you should go for A or B are correct or B or C are correct. In that kind of options will be more suitable to select. Antonym solving techniques. Students, there are certain antonym solving techniques which may help you to identify the right antonyms in the MCQs and will help you a lot. The first one is watch out for tricky words. For this, try to identify the meanings of the words and evaluate whether it has a positive, negative or neutral meaning. If the given word has a positive meaning, its antonyms will have a negative meaning. And if the given word has a negative meaning, its antonyms will have a positive meaning. So segregate or separate those words from the given choices carefully and select the right answer. Second technique is exclude the options who are similar in meanings. It will limitize the options and help you select the right options easily. Third is avoid answering instinctively. Because sometimes words look familiar to us, and so if we select answer based upon our instincts, it will lead us to failure. So, you need to be critical and careful to select the right option. Next strategy is eliminate least relevant answers. You may have irrelevant or least relevant options or choices in your MCQs answer options. Eliminate least relevant answers to find the right answer. Next and the most important technique is increase vocabulary. It will help you to learn and know new words and their meanings. In that way, it will not only enrich your vocabulary but will help you a lot in your MCQs. Students, last strategy or technique to solve MCQs is do not leave any question unanswered. Sometimes there are questions for which you are unable to find any answer. If you are going to leave those questions unanswered, you are going to lose your precious marks. Rather, if you are going to make a guess about the answer, you will be able to secure some of the marks which are going to be very beneficial to improve your grades. So don't leave any question unanswered. Students, we have discussed different techniques to attempt objective paper so far. Now we are going to discuss some important techniques to attempt subjective part of your English literature paper. Let's have a look. Solving short question answers. Students, your section 1 of your English literature paper is based upon short question answers. Short answer questions tend to be short and have more precise answers. Thus, it is important for each answer to have all the possible points. For example, if you are going to write 1 or 2 points and you feel that you are going to gain full marks in those points, you will lose your marks until and unless you are providing all the possible points or all the required points in the answer. Short questions are typically used for assessing knowledge only. Students must or may often memorize them easily. While you are discussing different themes, different ideas in the class, pay special attention to the discussions. In that way, it will be easy for you to learn the answers easily and memorize them easily. Next important thing is your handwriting and spelling skills. Accuracy of assessment may be influenced by your handwriting and spelling skills. So make sure that your handwriting is very good and you are not making spelling mistakes. There can be time management issues when answering short answer question. It is best if you are stuck with any question for which you are uncertain about its answer, move on, and later you will be having plenty of time to answer that question. What to do? Unlike MCQs, there is no guessing on answers. Students must understand the nature of question before supplying an appropriate answer. For this, every question always have a keyword which may lead you to understand what should be the answer. Go for that keyword and try to find the right answer and write the correct answer. Next, make sure the content of the short answer mirrors knowledge appropriate to the given question. Do not include those things which are not required in the answer. Be specific and provide that knowledge that should be given in the answer. Your answer should have clear words and language. Answer should be to the point and without ambiguity. Your word limit should be followed. In that way, you will be able to solve your subjective paper properly and in time.